Happy fucking Friday. It has been a long start again to this show. I can't believe it. Nobody likes onions. We are here. You are here. Let's get it popping, everybody. We've got the glitches squashed, I think. We have the show streaming, I think. So let's just hope and pray, wishing and hoping that all this stuff that we've been working on and trying to get nailed down. I don't know what the. We've got Roy T. Johnson here, everybody, live.
Yes, sir.
From I think you know what it is. I think we're being haunted by some sort of pizza ghost, like some sort of pizza spirit. Now I'm gonna have to come over there and give you, if we're gonna do this, you want to be on shows, you want to be on shows from the start. You're gonna have to learn how to do headroom correctly, because you can't have half of the shot, more than half of the shot, just being above your head. Like, we don't want to see your walls and blinds, as basic as they are. Right, I'm in a bad mood. I come out swinging when this happens.
I do, but I bring that out of you. Without a doubt, I bring that out.
Yeah, because it's just smoother alone. I was gonna fucking come out alone and do this, and you're like, don't leave me behind, and it's like, grow up.
All right. Sure, I guess.
I'm just saying. That's the way I feel about it.
Is that a hype train right there? Did we just get a hype train?
Hype train? I don't know what that is. No, that was just an emote. See, Roy, this is why I can't have you on. I can't have you seeing flashy objects and getting distracted. Please don't be looking in the chat room. Please don't. You're not at the advanced level of podcasting where you can do that.
It's okay.
Yeah, and I'm also I don't need someone coming on a show and shing me like a little infant.
Okay.
I'm a grown man. And you'll have plenty of time to fucking make fun of me when it's pizza judging time.
It's not your fault.
Well, it could be.
It's not your Patrick, say it. It's not.
I'm not into this kind of a game. Listen, we're just on two wavelengths. You're the kind of guy posting up Drakkar Noir memes. I can't.
You can't.
You act like a woman who got on the internet in 2007 and Twitter was just invented, and you're like, oh my God, I can tell people about my sandwich. It's like, we don't care anymore. Well, we've all moved past that use for the internet, and you're still remember this?
What would you like me to post about?
Nothing. You don't have to post. There's no some compulsory requirement where you have to post.
You're in a little bitch fight with some tiny little gay Mexican.
I know, and you know this just as well as anybody, Roy. You know that I don't even post. I don't get involved in that shit. Every once in a while, I'll go on somebody's thing and needle something, but I'm not a big.
It's taken so much restraint for me not to jump into that and just start. And the only reason I literally had typed something out on Ty's wall, and then I thought. No.
You know this guy? You've worked with him?
Yeah, I had him at the Looney Bin.
Yeah. He's
my whole point was I wanted to respond, but I'm like, no, Patrick doesn't play like this on Facebook. I'll just sit back. I'll wait till we have a show.
What do you mean I don't play like this on Facebook? That's what I made that thread for.
I was gonna jump on his wall. I just thought it wasn't my place to bring any extra attention.
Well, this is what. Well, thanks for all the. God, everybody's being so lovely tonight, and I really appreciate that from the bottom of my loins.
Are we supposed to shoot the purple ones?
Yeah, it's like TIE Fighter versus Space Invaders. No, well, here's what we found out. And oh God, I do see we have some people from the Las Vegas comedy community in the chat room.
Oh.
But here's what we found out. Ty isn't up for silliness except when he generates it. They should rename him to Shy Rivera. He's blocked me. This isn't. Do you understand how dumb? I don't know this guy, but he might be retarded. Like, I'm sorry. Like, are you blocking people? It is insane to actively manage your block list on that's insane. Like,
here's the thing: is that
yeah, what's the thing?
the young are a bunch of wussies.
The young,
and like
he's not young.
You,
he's like 60, I think.
But he's into that young alt comedy kind of hipster bullshit fucking thing.
He's gay, so you got to take 20 years off.
Yeah, that's the way it works. Exactly. I would have thought of that.
Yeah.
But like all these comics, they don't have an outlet, and they all want to out social justice warrior each other, and they have no outlet for anything except for to go online, find reasons to be pissed, and then attack somebody.
Yeah.
My whole thing was funny was like, guys were laughing, were like, I never saw him at any of the open mics. He's not a real comic. What the fuck, are you kidding me? This is Patrick fucking Melton.
Well, shut up about that. But also, like, I dug up. It's funny. I was showing people like several photos we've taken together at gigs, like that I have on my phone, posted by the shows, like show lineups and like photos of us actually in the comic huddle taking a photo after the show, like
in Vegas or LA. Where?
In Vegas, like about 6 months ago. But I've also done shows with this guy. Like, this guy's so full of shit. Here's what, like, and I never, Alex told me, Kool-Aid told me that this guy will not stop. Like, you're gonna have like 3 or 4 days of full on him coming at you, and then he said. And Alex said this, and throwing him under the bus, but this is probably a joke. He's like, he probably won't give up until he fucks you. But I know that's not true because he hates fat people. He rants about fat people a lot. But he knows that what I've called him out on is 100% legit. Like, this guy is a drama queen liar who lied about me and got caught lying about me. And now, of course, he can't post the video on his wall. Like, this guy's... Here's a comic talking shit about me. And it's like, get right, because you're full of shit and drama. And then he posts, here's a secret. He posts this thing like,
oh, I saw that.
Here's a secret. I plan on quitting comedy in a year. I can't deal with comics anymore. I love doing comedy, but comics don't deserve my genius. And it was something to that effect, right?
Why did he do that? Because he had already said he was going to quit Facebook?
I don't know. But
it's
like,
so dramatic.
Are you okay, bro? Like, what is happening? Like, this doesn't make any sense. First of all, stop doing the gay thing where you go like, here's a secret. You want to know a secret? And it's like, no, A, no, we don't. And B, it's not a secret if you're about to tell us all. And like... You're gonna quit comedy? Like, now that what? You've been on every, from what I hear, you've been on every fucking thing, and they've spit you out because you've been rejected. Because you pissed them off. You soil the relationship. That's just what I've been told. I don't know. You started this. But also, I think that he like, I didn't expect him to just run away. Like, he's not even engaging, and he blocked me. I've never even done anything. Like, him blocking me doesn't change the amount of stuff coming at him at all, because I have never like went on his wall and been like, you liar. Like, I don't go in there. That just keeps him from seeing me ever, which is also another weird vain thing. These guys love to craft a world and carve out the pieces they don't want. These are the people whose like walls reflect their views, and they go like, who voted for Trump? And it's like, oh, you idiot. Like, you live in a fucking curated wall bubble. You've clicked on Trump voters and selected, don't show me this kind of stuff anymore.
But the heart of the matter was, you just made a sarcastic statement.
Right.
About the condition of the world, which is out of control. No. We have no idea what's going to happen next week at this point. We have no idea. So, yeah, it's fucking funny that you're like, keep telling us about your August gigs, like, whatever. Here's the thing. You were going on my shit and flat out going, baseball season's never going to fucking happen.
Yeah. And it's not. We're 6 days.
5 now.
5 days. Oh God, get ready. The closer it gets, the more it hurts. Right up till they leave you at the aisle.
No, but my whole point is, could you imagine like the amount of abuse the two of us dish each other, but mainly you because you're a mean ass bastard. The amount of
I
shit
learned it from you, and now you're mad that I'm.
Everything I post, baseball, everything I've ever put out there as far as media wise when I was doing comedy, every fucking thing I do, you attack like with no reckless abandon is what it is. And I just absorb it and keep moving on. I can't imagine being so sensitive that somebody posted something. It wasn't even directed at you. It wasn't like, keep posting about your gigs, Ty.
Right. Yeah, I mean, you're used to it. People are saying now in the chat, you look like Rick from Rick and Morty. You look like something you'd buy from a Facebook ad. They hate you, but you know how to take it. And that's what we love about you.
Of course.
Yeah.
I have no problems with who I am. I am way content.
I can't imagine going through this world thinking you can block the people you don't agree with, and that solves anything. This is like when they want. This is like you wanting to take down Confederate flags. It's like you're a fucking idiot. I'm sorry, but like I want to know if you want a Confederate flag on the back of your pickup truck. I want that information. I need that. If you think a Confederate flag tattoo across your upper cheekbone is a good move career-wise,
I've reached my end with all of fucking humanity. And it's I wish I could sit here as the old man and say it's these goddamn kids, but it's people my age, it's the people above that. Everybody is acting like a complete lunatic.
It's beyond. Insane. I'm actually way calmer than I was a couple weeks ago because
you were out of your fucking mind 2 weeks ago.
I'm 2 days off nicotine again. But what I've done is got some zero nicotine e-juice and put it in a vape pen. So I pretend that I'm getting, I'm supplementing my dumb oral fixation.
Oral fixation.
Right.
Here are some of my favorite hits from the last couple of months. The people that said, if you don't post about Black Lives Matter, then you're a white supremacist. That just like you either completely agree with us or you're all the way on the other side. But my favorite, and our boy Jeffrey, he made some political post tonight, and then as he posted it, he put, and if you don't agree with me, you could just unfriend me or delete me.
I love that. I
went on there and I said, I'm not here about the politics part, but I am forbidding you to say that ever again. To sit there and go, if you don't like it, you can unfriend me. Well, I post like a 13-year-old girl. These fucking idiots.
Just like the last person I want to hang out with is someone like me. So I don't understand the entire concept of shoving people out of your life who aren't like you.
Not wanting to be with someone like you and wanting somebody you completely disagree with is the foundation of our friendship.
Yeah. Did you see I'm rocking a throwback tonight? I got this.
Colors. Those are our colors right there.
2003 style. Shirt.
Nice. I got one of the original blue Tampa Improv door guy shirts.
Great. That'll be worth a fortune. What's going on with that Tampa Improv Comedy Club, by the way?
I have no idea.
That rent is probably a hefty nut, if I can imagine.
Yeah, but you know what? All these companies got big money.
Yeah. Let's go rob them.
They got a lot of big money. Speaking of which, I'm getting my unemployment.
What does that mean?
I've only been, when I was bitching about they never got any of the relief funds to us, the CARES Act money.
Yeah.
I'm getting mine next week.
And how much of a big, how many jet skis are you getting?
Actually, it would have been exactly what I needed to get by, except for I've been working so many fucking hours trying to get everything caught up, thinking I wasn't going to get the help, that I'll have a little bit extra to fool around with after I get all the bills caught up.
Well, you know what they do? They do all these comics are now, I guess, this money's going through. Whatever was wrong, they're fixing it. And all these comics are getting
PPP money.
These comics are getting like $5,000, $10,000. And now they're, they just blow. Here's what a comic does. They buy like, snacks and a gaming chair, like, dumb shit. And it's like, what are you doing? And you're like, you go over to their house and like, they want you to like sit on their air mattress and play video games. And it's like, what are we doing? Like, do you have any stuff? Do you have anything?
I'm getting a decent amount of money, and I could get more if I went for a PPP loan too, based off the 1099 stuff I do. But I got enough.
I don't speak trucker talk.
1099, your contract labor, like your comedy.
You're like gigs. PCP 1099, good buddy.
Anyway, it's been a big relief in my life. I've been very stressed out about it. Now I feel better. Now I'm just worried about all these people who won't wear a fucking mask.
Well, you can't do anything. I've really learned to let it go and move on. I'm over all your nonsense and your craziness. Like, fuck you guys. And it's, and especially when I'm dealing with, bigger problems. I've got Ty Rivera's out there plotting against me.
You got Ty Rivera and Echo. I mean, you got shit to worry about.
How about this? How would you feel if this was your life, Ty? Next time you fire up your YouTube channel to film a hot take on a honey chicken biscuit, you're not able to hear yourself because of a tinnitus-like ringing in your ear. You don't know. You haven't even begun to walk a day in my hell.
I am honestly very happy to see you in a good mood.
Well, I don't really have much to complain about. I'll tell you this. I do think I've alienated some of the Vegas. I think some of the Vegas comedy community will really sashay Shantae from me.
Are you worried about that?
I could give 2 biscuits. I don't give it. Like, if you're mad over that, and by the way, the other guy who might be mad is this Trevor Trey's Mala guy, and it's like you stepped to me and said I wasn't a comedian. I don't even know what that means. You're not a comedian. You're a comic. Like, what the fuck does that even mean?
It means you're a guy who makes his money off of not comedy, and you do it like a hobby so that you could tell girls that you're a comedian and get laid.
Right. Like I don't live with Kathleen and have a future.
I mean,
And you guys act like I don't have money. You've seen my 97 Sunfire. You know that even though it's a little bit of an older model, that I have done the work. I made it hybrid. It runs on bat oil.
See, the theory is that you tell everybody you worked Fringe Festival, right. But honestly, it was just as a busboy.
Right, I sweep up.
But, it's like you're one of those guys that were in a crowd shot before the Tonight Show thing about Last Comic Standing, and then started putting on your resume that you were on the Tonight Show and Last Comic Standing.
Right. Yeah, I don't want to, get into busting specific balls. We're focusing on Ty here. No, I don't. Look, I didn't know how the guy would react. Everybody told me that he's violent and reactive, and I can imagine the only reason that you wouldn't want to react to it is because, like, it's just your shit. Like, somebody just called you out on your shit. Like, that's just what it is. All that shit is so much drama. You posting you're gonna quit comedy so you can get 50 comments of people going like, please don't, you're a genius. It's like, fuck off. And by the way, I do think you're a funny comic. But if you stop doing comedy tomorrow, not a tear would hit the floor. Anywhere. I'm sorry. Except if you were shot, maybe one of your teardrop tattoos would hit the floor.
Dude, some of the
Depending on how
comments
you
on
felt.
that post were so over the top.
Which one?
Just
His
on that
post, his post, or my
comedy.
post?
When people would be posting
Oh,
stuff like,
people are like, the world isn't ready
you
to
can't
not see your
silence
genius.
voice.
Like, yeah, it was just like, don't silence this voice. It's like, what? He posts 13 times a day. I think he could silence it a little bit. You know what I mean? You don't have to silence it, but maybe dial back this voice. You don't have to quit. By the way, I would much rather you quit posting on Facebook than quit comedy. Nobody has a problem with you on stage while you're doing well and telling jokes. What they have a problem with is you not shutting your fucking mouth. Like, the number of times you posted today, like...
Wait, are you talking to him or me?
Him.
Oh,
and you, yeah. It's just like, get it together. This motherfucker is so dumb. He thinks all he has to do to make a new law is write a new rule for posting on my page, and it's just like, okay. Like, we're all standing by, like, for the like. Also, when I become friends with you, I gotta scroll back through your whole timeline and get all the rules for not upsetting you when I give my opinion on it. Like, fuck off. I don't post on your timeline, you little bitch. You're blocking people and unfriending people. Ew. You're like 50-something. What is going on? Are you okay?
He just assumes it's like when Zuckerberg makes a new rule about posting on Facebook. Like, he goes, new rule, and all the media outlets started making stories about, by the way, if you like posting like this on Ty Rivera's wall, you can't do that anymore.
Right. It's banana nuts.
You're not that important.
By the way, your rules are no more restrictive than like Facebook auto restricting posts. Like, so don't worry about it. They got it covered. You can't post a screenshot that's been cropped without them going, this article may be fake news. Like, it's fucking insane. But he's I never, like, imagine trying to tell a family member of yours or an adult friend of yours, like, this guy said something about what he found funny on Facebook, and then what I thought he was like insulting comics. I wasn't sure, and I'm still not sure. He says he wasn't, but I just went full bore and unfriended him and wrote a post about how I unfriended him, and I stand up for comics and got a lot of likes on it. Then he made a video about me that was absolutely fair, calling me a lying piece of shit. And then I just blocked him and told people I was quitting comedy because I've been bullied. It's like, what? How old? What? Like, imagine going to a psychologist and telling them that is one of your issues. They would fucking kick you down a well. What do you do? What was that weird thing you just did?
This is my nicotine lozenge. It was too burn in my mouth.
Yeah.
I'm old. I got a lot of weird things over here.
He posts a lot of like thirst trap topless photos with his like dick blocked by, our logo. Oh, it's pizza night, Roy.
It is pizza night.
How are you feeling? I think we make rules. Like, let me just get this out of the way first. I am Ty Rivera is his stage name. Oh, really? And somebody made a good point in the chat earlier. They were like, TyRivera.net. That's all you need to know about him. Yeah, that he got a .net. I like that. That's a lower class of people. If you have a .net to me, that's the same as me catching you with your cell phone almost dead. You are a worthless human. like, you know what I mean? Like, fuck you. Like, you don't have your life organized. His name is...
Remember, that's what I used to tell Lacey was the basic level of adulthood?
No.
If you ever are on the phone with me and say, I got to call you back because I'm about to run out of battery.
Right.
I'm sorry.
Right.
If you're walking around for more than 2 weeks with a broken screen.
Yeah, I can't. And also, people have had their, like, screen replaced 7 times.
or if your fucking texts come up green.
I'll tell you this: if you own a car and don't own a car charger, I told my agent, not my agent, the manager I had when I was in LA, came to my house in Burbank one time, and he's like, "I need to charge my phone," and I was like, "You just drove here from Santa Monica," and he's like, "Oh, I don't have a car charger," and I was like, "I don't know if I want you in my life."
Yes.
You know what I mean?
You want your management to
I know people, and this is not a lie. I know people who own a car charger in anticipation of the day they will own a car. You know what I mean? And you're driving around with a car like you haven't been in a 7-Eleven or a Walgreens in years at the register where they have the fish bowl of chargers for $2.99 or whatever it is. Like, enhance your life, splash out a little. Like, what are you doing? Running around from fucking waypoint to waypoint. Can I? You savage. Like, the fuck? It's insane. My phone is almost always dead. Yeah,
you these people that go to the bathroom and leave their phone out on the couch.
What?
They go to the bathroom, they don't even take their phone. Like, that's like an animal.
Well, that's fine. You know, sometimes you got to go very quickly, and you don't have time to gather your things.
Yeah, how disappointed are you though when you realize this is gonna be a while?
Oh my God. Do you ever take a shit without your phone and realize how fast you can take a shit? Like, oh, like
my legs didn't get
This is why people get so mad on airplanes. I'm like reading articles. You know what I mean? I'm like, oh, this isn't home. I can't just
taking surveys.
Yeah. Yeah, if you don't bring your phone in the bathroom, you are out in 2.5 minutes flat. Like, it's log, ponder, log, wipe out. You have your phone, you're getting notifications, you're getting business done. You know what I mean? Shifting, take your time. His name, so Ty Rivera's name is Ballantyne DeAnda. I mean, okay.
It wasn't even like a real person when he came.
No, he's not. He's Nick Starr out of it. Like, he's flighty as fuck.
That's what I got.
Huh?
That's what I got.
Can you scoot closer to the camera, Godfather? You can lean back, but you got to move up closer. You know, you can't.
Nah.
Yeah, I'm sorry. You have to be into this.
I'm completely into it.
3 logs? Yeah, I don't know how many logs you do. I was just saying 3 for effect. And I think I did 4. I think I did log, ponder, log. But we'll have to check the tape.
Was the ponder? Do I got another one in me?
Yeah, like sometimes you just like, you ever get toilet paper and then your butt's like, I don't think so.
We're not there yet.
Right. The worst is when you wipe and then you realize, oh man. You ever like shit and then get in the shower and realize you have to shit more?
I hate that because I like to take a shower after every shit.
That was the time I told this story on the show, but I got Mike Bridenstine came over to do a show and he was waiting in the studio. I had to jump in the shower and I shit before I did it. And as soon as I got in the shower, I knew I had to shit more, but I was running late. So I just thought, oh, I'll just reach back, shit into my hand, grab the log like a fucking, right fieldman. I don't know baseball stuff.
Right fieldman?
Yeah. Isn't that where a baseball man stands?
There's a right field.
A right fieldman. What do you call the man who stands there?
The right fieldman.
Yeah, the right fieldman.
No, fielder.
No, the right fieldman.
No. Please.
I'm
next time you're out on the sandlot,
okay. You know, you're talking to a guy who played t-ball for 2 years for Buddy by Right Drugs, so I don't need this shit. Right fieldman.
This is why I'm pre-recording my baseball updates every week.
Do you want to know?
I don't want you. I'm not going through it with you trying to cut it down as I go through it.
Do you call the guy on third base the third baser?
No, he's the third baseman.
Oh, now it makes sense. Like, no, you got the right fieldman, the third baseman, the shortstopman, the pitcherman. You have the catcherman, you have the swingerman, and the runnerman. Yeah, the runnerman. And then you have the guy who tries to get him, or woman. And you have the guy.
No, there's no woman.
There's no women in baseball.
That shit.
I'm just saying.
They would put up that shit in the WNBA, but not in the MLB, motherfucker.
Okay. Somebody named Tree Hair just followed. Thanks.
I saw that.
Is this baseball team Jewish? Yeah. Oh, just go straight past the shortstopsman.
Was that a Jewish accent?
Yes.
No, that wasn't.
You don't know Jews.
God.
I'm very involved with the Jews. Come over to my place. I know some Jews. We'll sit down. We'll have some Jewish things. Go ask the right fieldman for the directions.
All right.
Roy, it's pizza day.
Yeah, pizza day.
Could you be less excited about it?
I'm extremely excited about it. I've been waiting for this for weeks. I saw some of the entrants. I was very impressed. I don't agree with their choices, but they're their choices, and that's their thing. I like a New York style pizza. Some people like this like fancy schmancy, millennial cracker crust. I don't know what the hell it was, but I was impressed with how well they did in making it, though. That's for sure.
Yeah.
And little 16-bit graphics flying through there.
Yeah, it's pizza day, so we're gonna have some pizza flying through the air. And if you're not ready for that, okay, don't interact with it. We didn't pay for that. We didn't pay for interactivity. That's another 200 that I don't.
As soon as I did it, the pizza went away.
Yeah, well, I don't have the budget for it. Okay, so we're gonna do pizza off. It is Pizza Off 2020. We had about almost 20 entries into the competition. Now, a lot of people didn't try. I wish I hadn't. Now that you mention it,
did you try?
Yeah, I did one.
You made dough.
I didn't make dough. I said I was going to show you how to do a carb-free option.
Oh, God.
So, yeah, and I wish I hadn't. But first, let's make fun of you. Your pizza.
Oh, wait, carb-free? So you're totally carb-free right now?
I'm not like being carb-free is insanely hard to do. But I am keto. I'm low carb.
Okay.
And yeah, doing very well with that. But if I were to have a pizza, I'm not going to wreck it for this contest. Didn't Papa John's drop you as a sponsor? No, they're still on board. All right, we're going to do a pizza off here. We're going to walk through about 10 of the pies.
All right, let's see them.
I think. Roy and I are going to judge. Now, I think the fair way to do this, Roy, is for us to neither you or I can win this.
Yeah, I'm not
and trust me when I say this, there's no chance of me winning it.
No, I mean, let's just judge them for the sake of having a good time. I'm not worried.
But I will also say this.
Got a rich hat.
When people bitch, like, here's what I learned from this competition, though. When people bitch overall and go, oh, Papa John's, Pizza Hut, Domino's, like, chain pizza places are shit. It's like, compared to what you guys are making at home, whew, holy shit, are there some ghoulish pies. coming your way. And if it's, look, I know it's 10:35 p.m. here on the West Coast. I know some people are watching from the East. If it's close to your bedtime or you just ate, you might want to skip this and watch the catch up tomorrow.
Well, watch the catch up.
Yeah. Yeah, it's really acidic.
Listen, it took me, before we even started talking about it on the show, I'd probably ruined about 3 batches of dough.
Did you ruin them or did you eat the pie?
Oh, no, I ruined them. Like, I couldn't even make a pie. It's not an easy thing to do. But once you get the hang of it, it's a lot of fun, and you can make a really good pie. But I applaud anybody that tried it.
Yeah.
Was that not the angry spirit you were hoping I would have?
No, it's fine. I don't applaud everybody who tried it, but
well, let me see the fucking pictures first.
Yeah.
Where are we starting? Are we starting off with me?
Yeah, let's start with you. I think that's.
And then we'll finish with you.
Well, if there's time, we'll see. Ladies and gentlemen, these are some fine pies made by Roy T. Johnson.
All right, so the one on Tyrone,
Yeah.
really?
Yeah.
The one on the left is just a pepperoni, and the one on the right is a classic margarita. I really didn't. Those two right there were actually my best crusts on the bottom, but they didn't crisp enough on the outside here. I had a couple other pictures I sent you. Did you only got these two?
No, I got them. I just wanted to show it up front. You know.
This one was a lot better, but it was a little overcooked. But the crust was a lot better.
You know what? I kind of like that caramelization on it. It is what any normal person would call burnt, but I like that.
Well, it wasn't like completely charred over. So yeah, the part on the bottom left was a little, but even that tasted. It gave that cheese that good crisp taste. The pepperoni's all kind of bowled up, and let the grease build up in them. And that to me is like a classic sign of a good New York pizza. If there's bowls of grease, pepperoni bowls of grease that'll drip down your face. That's what really, Now, here's the thing, and I'm going to be honest. Those crusts look good. I'm still not quite happy with the flavor. I don't know if I need to put a little more salt in it. It just doesn't have enough.
Yeah, I'm pretty happy with the bake. Is the bottom thin?
Yeah.
Yeah, it looks pretty good.
And I sent you one with that actual, like a slice cut out so you can see the side.
Yeah, well, here's the other one up close. And which one? This is just a margarita?
That's the margarita. So it's got the tomato sauce, the fresh basil leaves, and then the blotches of the fresh mozzarella was the one you hate because you don't get enough coverage.
People are saying this looks like when you go to a shit restaurant and they take pictures of their food to put on the menu. Yeah, if this was on a menu at a restaurant, the presentation leaves something to be desired. This is a rustic home pizza.
Yes.
Built by an unemployed comedian. Like, what do you want? Okay, so.
What is that?
Well, you're a comedian and you just talked about getting unemployment. I didn't lie. You know, you're just inferencing insults from a tone.
I got pandemic relief.
Yeah. We all did.
Show the one with the slice. Yeah, see, there's the crust right there.
Yeah, I like it. The one on the left there, I like. That's nice, I think.
Yeah, that's a good one. A little misshapen.
You got the flour a little bit too much on that crust, but.
Well, I want to get a metal. What do you call it? The pizza spade, whatever it's called. I forget.
Excuse me?
The fucking the pizza keel or whatever they're called. That you put the pizza in.
Jesus. Oh Lord. Okay.
You went a different direction.
I don't know if we're allowed. Okay. We'll edit it out.
I got a wooden one, and you really got to flour it really good to get that pizza to slide off in the oven.
Right.
Because you take that dough, it's still sticky, and then you put it on the pizza peel, and it just sticks right to that wood. So I really want to get a metal one. I think it'd be better. so I could slide it in. That's why some of them have like a weird shape on the side there, is because it's kind of goofy coming off the peel.
Right.
Why did that look?
Just thought it'd be funny. Okay. Next,
Do you want me to take this serious or not?
Excuse you. It's a very fine pizza, Roy. The chat. Feel free to judge all the pizzas on a scale of 1 to 10. We would love to see. I'll tell you this: it's way better than mine. Just going back through, like, this is good.
All right.
A little bit. The flour is a little. The white edge of the flour is a little much, but you know.
Yeah.
Steve Curran says 83 out of 10.
Wow.
So pretty good stuff. 3, somebody says. 86 that pie. Okay. All right, let's get into the contestants here.
All right, contestant number 1.
Number 1. I don't know how somehow this photo got flipped sideways, but one mysterious photo. And
that looks pretty good crust.
I think the crust looks good. It looks. I think the onions aren't caramelized enough.
It has a very artisanal pizza kind of look to it. Like, we're gonna stick to some of the basics, but we're gonna get a little wild with it with some onions and peppers. We're not gonna dice them up. We're gonna julienne them.
Yeah, I think if I ripped a slice. I think ripping a slice of that out looks.
I think it'd be delicious.
Yeah, it'd probably be. And I don't know what's on that. It looks like beef.
I think it's mushrooms and onions and peppers.
There's some kind of meat on there. And
I wish you could flip it.
Peppers. I had it flipped. I don't know what happened. You know, whatever. So
God,
that's
technology.
Somebody's saying 4 stars. What's the really black part? Yeah, that could be olives. Could be some olives.
What the really black part could really change this whole pizza?
yeah, it's dog shit.
It could be like, it is, perfect butcher made pork sausage, or it could be like that shit.
Yeah, they made custom butchered sausage.
Custom butchered.
Just for this. All right, here we go. Now we're going to have some more picks. This is obviously the prep.
Parsley. I never understand parsley. It's got no fucking flavor.
You think that's parsley?
Yeah. What do you think it is? That is parsley.
I think it's cilantro.
Cilantro?
Yeah, we're going. This is
the Mexican pizza?
Well, its heritage has many origins. It's probably a barbecue pizza.
Did they not tell you what it was?
There's more pictures. So if you ever have questions, like, there'll be more photos. Like, this isn't one of the pizzas, and I'm asking for you to judge it. This is a bowl with some onions. But I can make some
parsley or cilantro.
I can make some. Well, it's definitely cilantro because I know how to see. But
so exactly what parsley looks like.
You're out of your mind. Okay. Now, a couple of guesses here. I see in the onion picture a bag of buns.
I see that.
So that is a clue. And then also paper plate being used to grate cheese. So that's a clue. And I also see he has a Mr. coffee maker. So real low budget household. That's all I'm going to say.
All things I have.
Yep. That's what I'm saying. All right. So we got barbecue.
Upside down.
Barbecue chicken pizza. Yeah, it's doing some weird thing.
Laptop's upside down to see this.
I want you to listen to yourself complain multiple times about circles being turned the wrong way. You sound fucking nuts. Like there's circles.
I love that it's bothering you so much.
It's not that it's bugging me. It's just like I don't need to hear every time it happens. Like, oh, look, this one's upside. Like, we get it. It's happening. let's use our brains to go, oh, it's a pizza. There is no right side up to it because it's a circle with sprinkled goods on top.
Yeah, but they're taken at a certain angle, so you kind of have to look at it like, what is that?
Maybe they took them from different angles.
All right, let's just look at the fucking pizzas.
Oh, now you're tired of the meta talk. Weird.
God.
Because I was annoyed that it kept coming up, and that seemed to be a problem. You were like, why can't we address it every time there's a photo on the screen? Like a goldfish remembering nothing. Okay, here we go. Yeah, this is why.
I miss when you thought you were dying.
Well, this is why I have a theory that this is why people are losing hair and turning gray. The needless thoughts going through their heads. You know, let it go. Adjust it in your brain and move on with your life. The fucking clock cycles you're wasting on your brain is insane. Okay, so it's a barbecue chicken pizza.
Okay.
Is what we're dealing with. I do apologize for the angles of the photos. I don't know if we've covered it, but these are a little askew.
Now, what kind of crust did they do? They just look like they got like a store-bought crust and put the ingredients on there.
Yeah, I will say that. The crust definitely has some baked to it already. So these are store-bought, it looks like.
They got a lot of ingredients on one pizza.
Yeah, and a lot of wet. You know, when you put raw onion on a pizza like that, it's a lot of moisture.
Yeah, that and you with that many ingredients on it, you're gonna have to have a really thick or a really crisp crust, or it'll just fall apart on you.
These are Steve Curran's.
Oh,
so he's gonna grill these.
Oh, we're grilling them.
And we can see what happens when we do that. Now, that grill picture is definitely upside down. We should get that out of the way up top.
I didn't
know. Paper plate checks out. Yeah. So I think there's a couple problems with these. Too many toppings and not hot enough. He cooked these on like a Weber grill, you know? Like, what do you...
I love grilling. I got a nice grill, nice smoker. I love doing all that shit. I like smoking different things, but there's certain things that you're not supposed to cook on a grill. Now, I would like to have a nice, a nice actual pizza oven in my backyard on my patio. I would love that. I would fucking love that. A nice coal fire oven or wood fire oven. But on a grill, why are you cooking a pizza on a grill?
Yeah, you're just not getting hot enough. He goes, "Oh yeah, tell me." It's like, so this
what are we telling him?
This is Steve Curran's attitude. So like, if you come at him with any criticism and any kind of insult, he's like, "Oh yeah, like I don't know how to fucking grill a pizza," and it's like, I mean, you don't. We have photographic evidence.
It's not.
It's not bad. Look, it's not bad, and I would definitely
I'm not saying it's bad, and it's not like we're saying you don't know how to cook a pizza on a grill. I'm saying, why would you ever cook a pizza on a grill? If the grill is your only cooking option for the night, there are so many other things you could put on a grill.
He just said use a water pan to regulate your heat and pull it off once it's done.
Or the oven.
Well, what we're saying, Curran, is that you sitting here getting all indignant, like, control it with a water pan. It's not that hard. It's like, well, for somebody who's like, pull it off when it gets done and keep the fire cool, which is, I think, what you're saying with a water pan. These aren't done. You don't have a good bake on these. Look at the cheese isn't fucking brown. I need some caramelization on top. We're saying you're not getting a good enough bake on these. You have too much moisture from the onions. You got too much sauce. People in the chat are going crazy about your ratios. Like, it clearly didn't get hot enough. And you can even see, around the crust, your failures. Here's another one. We got a new one. Now, Curran, yours looked way better than this, so don't get mad.
Oh, what do we have here?
This is curious. This is an interesting one.
Okay, so they used cheese-infused brats.
Is that what it is? I don't know if they're cheese infused.
Yeah, those are the little spots of cheese in all the brats.
Where?
Are you looking at the picture?
I mean, I see a light area right here.
Right, that's cheese right there.
But none of the other ones have that.
Yeah, you're looking at different angles. A lot of them do have it. I think he's got the cheese-infused brats there.
Okay.
Anyway,
I mean, this one's a pretty clear shot. You don't see any. I don't see it in any other. I think that's just a piece of cheese.
Okay.
That fell on it.
Well, there's the other thing. He's using a cheddar cheese in there with the.
How do you know this is cheddar?
Okay, an orange Jesus Christ. Cheese.
Hold on, what?
I don't know what kind of cheese it is. I'm saying he's using two different kinds of cheese, is what I was saying.
Where are you seeing orange cheese? I don't know what you're talking about, is what I'm saying.
Okay, so look right down here at the bottom by the pieces of sausage down here at the bottom. See how that's a little orange? I think he's using the orange is the cheese on the top of the sausage if it's not cheese infused.
I
don't think so?
I don't see any multiple colors of cheeses that I see.
I see it.
Where? At the top?
No, down here at the bottom.
Down here.
I don't see where you're pointing. But see this little first row of sausages right there? Look at the cheese on the inside of that.
I have an arrow on the screen, so you tell me.
I'm looking for your arrow.
The here?
I can't see your arrow. I see, yeah, okay, there. No, to your right.
Here.
Down here. I can't play. What the fuck am I doing?
Here. I'm telling you, I don't see any other cheeses. I don't
know. It didn't need to be that big of a debate. You could have told me I was wrong. I was just saying it looks like he used two different kinds of cheese.
Is anybody in the chat saying that? This conversation was never going to end well. Yeah. No, I don't know. I don't know what you're seeing, but you're seeing a lot of stuff I'm not. You're seeing cheese in a lot of places that I'm not seeing it.
I do that often.
I think these are green bell peppers that were raw when they were put on. And there might be some onion in there. This is a small pizza. I think the meat is thick. The crust looks thick. The crust looks like it's thick all the way through.
I do think it's another one of those like Bowley store-bought doughs. Because if you were going to make a batch of dough, you'd make a bigger pizza than that.
I don't know. If you were going to buy a dough, it would be a little more even. This is kind of a weird. I don't know.
Well, here's the thing. The really hard part about getting the crust thin like that is stretching it, especially on a pizza that small, because you're not like those guys at the pizza shop that are tossing it up in the air and whipping it around. You got to stretch it just right to get it nice so it's the same thickness all the way across. But if you don't stretch it that much, you'll get a real thick crust and it'll be a real small pie. So that might be it. He might not have stretched it that much.
Yeah, because if this is like a normal size plate, and this is like a small pizza pie.
It could be one of those giant, like, decorative plates, like behind his wife's table or something.
It said 5 out of 10 they're giving this one. I don't know. The meat's too thick for me. It looks like it'd be a chewy, underwhelming pizza for me.
Yeah, I don't want my toppings to be that overwhelming like that thick.
I also don't like the strategy of piling a topping in the center.
Yeah, you want it distributed.
It's weird.
But I appreciate the effort. Oh, he did make a dough.
This is a different guy, Roy. We're moving. Whenever I show a cooked pizza, and then we go to raw ingredients, we're starting on a new thing. Like the life's. I just like it. I'd get it if it was like the first one, but we've done like 7, and again, the memory on this guy. Tomorrow his sound won't work, and he'll join the show with a new name, Todd. I don't know. I don't know what I'm upset about. It's these pizzas. Okay, well, this is number 15, Roy. So when the number changes to 9, it's a different pizza, and we're starting on a new person now. Okay, buddy?
Yeah.
One of these pictures may be upside down. I'm not sure. I want to apologize in advance. Okay, we have dough. We have sauce. Now, this sauce, who knows? This could just be a can of sauce, a jar of sauce you've emptied into a pot for no reason other than to fool us. I take every allegation of cheating very seriously here at the end.
If you're buying a can of tomato sauce or like a ragu, whatever kind of sauce, if you get a can of sauce, like that's what I use, is a can of San Marzano tomato sauce, and then I got to put the basil, the salt, pepper, garlic, all that shit in there. But if you're buying like a ragu pizza sauce already seasoned and everything, that's kind of cheap.
That's the thing too. Like a lot of people will just put like regular, like marinara sauce on a pizza.
No.
That's not what a pizza sauce is.
No.
Somebody says the dough looks like shit. Yeah, I don't think that's what dough's
very dry.
Supposed to look like. It's got a lot of cracks and crags, and what you want should be a pretty smooth balloon-like surface.
Yeah.
On your dough. So we'll see
What
how.
do they got? Whoa, he jumped in the picture.
I don't know if he jumped, Roy. But these are okay. This is a thick crust. I will say that it is a very thick crust.
Yeah.
And the problem with it is there's no tapering. This goes from thick on the edge to just all the way through, and you can see the rise all the way down in that lower left. You can see how thick that crust is. And you see it over here in the picture in front of him too. It'd be okay if that was just a ring around the edge that was that thick, especially when now look at the toppings. He's loaded this up with giant slices of like buffalo mozzarella. The sauce, to me, you got to redistribute that too. Like that's not a good swirl. You're really heavy on the top side of that, and really
he's trying to be more artistic.
Well, I don't mind you trying. We saw your pizzas, so we know what happens when you don't. But no problem with laying things out nice. But this, you see what I mean? The right side and the upper right has way more sauce.
You got to put more thought into what you're putting on the pizza. That looks like, it's just giant gobs of mozzarella separated by basil leaves. There's no like putting it around, and then the swirl of the sauce is fine. But on the right-hand side, there's a big river of sauce, and on the left-hand side, it's almost sauceless.
Right.
But now, a lot of these people like these artisan pizzas.
That's fine. There's nothing. I mean, it's a margarita pizza. That's fine. I think it's a little heavy-handed, and the crust is really thick.
Yeah, it would be one of those very filling. You eat one slice, you're full.
Bad sauce distribution. And here's the result, and it shows.
Yeah.
So the basil has turned to black almost.
Well, yeah, because what happened here is the crust is so thick, it's taken so long to cook.
It didn't really cook.
And yet the sauce and the cheese and everything on top of it is already burned. Now, there's sometimes,
Oh, it's gluten-free dough. That explains it, because there is a weird texture, but it is so thick.
That's all gluten-free?
That's what Wes says.
Oh, chew into the dirt you'd be eating there.
Yeah.
I can't do the no gluten stuff.
And then what do we have? Tomato on top? Yeah, I couldn't. It's too thick for me. It's a no for me, dog.
It's a no for me, dog.
Yeah. That dough ruined it. Look at that crust pizza abortion. That's rude, guys. You know, everybody.
It's not easy. He took a swing at it.
It is not easy. Oh, Wes did this pizza and cheered for it, so he liked it. Did you eat it, Wes? How was it? Tasty much. Moving on. Next pizza. Okay, let's have a look.
Was that a tortilla?
First of all, yeah, I don't know what we're dealing with. This is rolled out dough. It's heavy. It's got a heavy stripe of flour down it.
It looks like a tortilla.
Yeah, it must be wheat dough or something. And it looks like you're also like you couldn't bust out a fresh sheet of foil for this. You're gonna make this on an old pan? Like, I mean, like I want to be in the pizza contest, but not like new foil want it. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah, if you're gonna do you really gotta work. Man, I tell you, I tried it all the time without a pizza stone, and then once I got the stone, it just cooks the crust so good. It's really hard to do with a pan.
yeah, you've been teaching stone theory for a while now.
Stone theory.
Yeah, I will say this: the crust looks rolled out. I don't think it was a pre-made. The dough might have been pre-made, but it looks rolled out because you can see the uneven edges and the roll points. It's also looks like a good dough, like a consistent dough. I don't know if he made it, or she. And then, but there is a flour kind of pile towards the top that's not really spread. And then we've got mozzarella and sauce.
Yeah, I can't tell if there's any basil on it, if they just wanted to go with the cheese.
It looks like Michael J. Fox was having a bad day when he put the sauce on this pizza. I've seen kids finger paint better in the lines.
The cheese looked like it was torn up by a child's tantrum.
This is what people were afraid was going to happen to the rabbit, George. But yeah, it does look like somebody ham-handed really just went at this. And it doesn't matter for the cheese because it's going to melt and it'll be fine. But pizza pizzazz works better than the stove. Get the fuck out of town. All right, so here we go. Okay. Well, you know, just judging by the fingernail maintenance alone, here we could have issues.
Yeah, I'm not getting a clear picture.
So there's a lot of meats went on top of the mozzarella. It looks like big old slices of salami and gabagool. Like I don't know what capicolas. I don't know what that is. A lot of cured meat treats. But I think it. And then clearly he put some more cheese over top. But this thing, and by the way, we see the proportion here to the hand and the plate.
Yes.
I don't know what this is. I've seen Lunchable pizzas look better than this. This looks like you microwaved a children's toy. And then tried to get.
It definitely is. I smoked a lot of pot. I'm going to use whatever I have in the refrigerator to make a pizza.
Now, I know who made this, and they're in the UK. And you have to grade on a curve because there's a couple different problems with UK cooking. Number one, like their appliances and stuff, you can't dial it in anywhere near, you know, what we can get over here.
Why is that?
I don't know. They just can't figure it out. Like they can't have mixed taps in the bathroom. Like you gotta have a hot water over here and a cold water over there. You want to wash your hands, you're running back and forth between scalding and freezing. It's just like they haven't you know what I mean? It's just not like it's not.
It wasn't a priority to them?
Everything's just kind of on a curve. But they also have this weird shame, where they don't think they deserve anything good. So this is, why should we make it look like a pizza in the TV? I don't deserve that. This is what I deserve.
Yeah. Yeah,
I should be glad that I even got this. I'll tell you what I deserve. I deserve piss in a bucket. Fuck it. It's just like, that's how they feel. So, grade that on a curve.
They call cookies biscuits. Right there, you lose me.
Oh, it's a more complicated issue. Now, all biscuits matter. Okay, here we go.
What the fuck?
This one is pretty blurred. And I don't even know what to say about it.
This is like
this
the
feels
pizza
like
casserole. Your mom be like, what, Mom, what's for dinner tonight?
This was
pizza.
the Chef Boyardee.
Pizza casserole.
This was the Chef Boyardee pizza. Do you remember this?
Yes.
That's what this was. It was like oh my God, my mom would make this. And, she died when I was but a wee child. So this memory has come flooding back now. But yeah, the Chef Boyardee pizza, you had to make it in a deep dish pan. But it wasn't like deep dish pizza. It was like eating weird, tomatoey, fluffy, wet bread. And
it was a disappointing end to something that started with what's for dinner tonight, pizza.
Pillsbury pizza. Yeah. Yeah, that is. This feels like a troll, but I don't know. I don't want to insult. Well, I do. I've insulted them all so far. But also what I like is on the left side, you can see they started their pepperonis in a neat grid. And then as it goes to the right across the pan, they just become, we're running out. We better put.
Yeah, it started out so symmetrical.
Because that was the thing about these kits, too, is they like give you all the ingredients you need, but like 7 pepperonis. You know what I mean? Like everything was measured to the fucking nth degree. So yeah, I don't know. I mean, it doesn't look bad. I just can't imagine that it's anything but doughy. Disqualified for being a casserole.
Thank you.
Yeah. Pizzagna.
That's what you bring to the neighbors when they've had a loved one pass away.
Little Caesars. Yeah, the pizza sheets.
Yeah, the square ones.
Yeah. You go in there and you get a coffin of pizza for $21.99 or whatever. Okay. This looks restaurant-y to me, but maybe not, because I think a restaurant would not lay pepperonis out in a grid like that. It's too basic.
I don't know.
No, this seems like something a mom would do. Like, I'm going to put 1 pepperoni on each slice. A restaurant wouldn't do that. If you got a pizza...
But is this a real close-up picture here?
I see a knife. I see a knife.
We're seeing those squares as like really big slices, but I think they're really small.
Well, you see a knife over on the side. So I imagine...
Yeah, look at the size of the knife blade there. Unless that's a gigantic knife.
Yeah, so it looks like it's like a flatbread, like long.
Yeah.
Flatbread sized.
Those are one of those pizzas that is going to have that like crispy, crackery like crust, which a lot of people love.
1 pepperoni per slice? Are you out of your mind? Are you out of your mind?
But I do appreciate that the pepperoni's balled up and made little bowls of grease.
They call that cup and char, Roy. Get on the terms with the chef. It forms a cup and then it chars around the edge. And the grease drips down in the middle, and then you take a bath. Next. Okay, this was Marty Fowler, and I don't know if this one was a joke. This looks like a restaurant. Here's why. You got the knife at the top, you got a plate, you got glasses down on the table. It doesn't seem like a home pizza, but also it looks like it's on a tortilla.
Yeah, he said it was. I think it was a. It was a special kind of wheat that he used.
So you think this is
And,
look at just look at the clues around it. It feels restaurant-y, doesn't it?
The way the shrimps are laid on there doesn't look very homey. It looks very restauranty.
And also, like, don't forget, this is the guy who did the ham and cheese pizza,
Oh yeah.
which I didn't even put it in here.
The uniform, the shrimp have been deveined. It's very uniform.
Right.
I hate when I'm leaning back and you're on pizza pictures and then you flip back to me and I'm like, he's gonna yell at me.
Well, I've given up. Yeah, I don't know. If you made this one, it's pretty good. I gotta say.
I think with that kind of crust, it does look like it could be a nice, tasty appetizer, but it doesn't. To me, that's not a pizza.
I'll tell you what. It's served on a board that is well worn. Like, it doesn't feel like that's a home. That board is worn. You can see the wood grain front and back. There's a plate, like, there's a small empty plate on the table. I guess they would have brought that if you. Oh, here's a clue, though. It's not sliced.
Yeah.
Which I find it hard to believe a restaurant wouldn't slice a pizza before they bring it to you.
If that's a look at the size of the glasses, but that's an individual appetizer that they might be putting out.
Yeah, but they would slice it, especially if it's an appetizer. They would portion it, right?
Maybe.
I can't imagine a place just bringing you a knife and a pizza and being like, enjoy.
Hey, I never imagined a restaurant just giving you a burger and a shovel, but we know how that went.
True. And in Italy, they don't. They don't cut it. You got to rip it and fight old women for your own slice. But otherwise, pretty good. I won't give it my highest mark simply because of the shrimp. If you didn't choose to make this and you made shrimp, it's a bad choice because I ain't even trying that. Gross. I don't do the seafood. And I don't want a shrimp pizza. All right. We got a serious contender.
Those look like some decent doughs.
Got 4 doughs laid out here.
Got them laid out.
Okay.
He's on a pizza stone.
Cooking in the oven on a pizza stone. Looks like a simple.
He's got a crust to it. I can't tell how thick it is underneath the ingredients.
It looks like a
doesn't look that bad.
Simple cheese going on from what I can see. That's not bad.
I'm pretty impressed.
I would absolutely take a slice of that, and I can tell that the middle is thinner, but I don't know how much because of the cheese.
Right. But it looks like he's on the way. I feel like he could have stretched it a little bit more. He made a really good crust. I feel like it probably underneath it's going to be a little thicker than we would want, and the rim of the crust he made that really big. So, and it doesn't look like it's on one plate there, which it should be a little overwhelming, that plate, if he had stretched it all the way with the way that dough is portioned.
I mean, it looks like it's hanging off all the other edges.
What?
It looks like it's hanging off all the edges of the plate, except the front.
It's a good pie. It's a good pie.
I think one of the best we've seen so far, certainly.
Now, did he use a mozzarella and then put brie or something like that on top of it?
I don't know. I'd be interested to know. It looks like 2 kinds of cheese because there was like a shredded and then it looked like fresh mozzarella maybe.
Well, it could have been fresh mozzarella. It could have been another kind of cheese. Did they send any explanation with these?
No, a lot of people just sent a picture. Curran's like, oh, didn't I send in a video too? It's like, yeah, you did send a 4-second video of you lifting up the lid of your grill. And believe it or not, the producers chose not to include that. Believe it or not. I know, it's crazy. Let's see. Okay, now this one I was suspicious of because it was sent in like the format of a Instagram story, and it has text.
You better ask somebody.
Right. Like, what? So I don't know. Maybe they like had a pizza, they made an Instagram storied it and sent it in. But you could have also just been watching someone's story and sent this in. I don't know.
It's definitely one of those artisan pizzas. The crust probably is good. You can see that that it is a fresh made crust. It's not like a store bought crust. I see they got some squash on there. Some looks like broccolini or some asparagus, some basil, caramelized red onions diced up there.
Pomegranate.
Yeah, exactly.
No, yeah. I will tell you this. I will tell you this. It's the photos taken in the pan, which that counts for something. If this was a restaurant, I don't think they would have brought it in a pan to the table.
Right.
So even if this is a restaurant, maybe this is a chef. Also, I feel like if this isn't a woman, then
no, this is a man.
You think this is a man?
Without a doubt.
You better
That's
ask
not a
somebody.
Woman. Right there.
No man is going. You better ask somebody.
Yes.
I mean, no.
The kind of guy that puts pomegranate on a pizza does.
I don't think there's really pomegranate on it, Roy.
I'm saying that pizza looks like it would taste delicious. I bet that's a wonderful dish, but that's not pizza to me.
Yeah, when I go order a pizza at a place,
that's just personal.
Yeah, when I go order a pizza at a place, I don't know. And that's it. We are out of time for the pizza.
No, sir. No, sir.
We are, we've done what with all the false starts and stuff. We're over 2 hours.
Sir.
Look, mine wasn't going to win anyway.
Sir.
Mine is not a good pizza. It was low carb. It's not like a pie that like people are going to be into. See, they gave that one 7 out of 10. That last one though, that's good.
7 out of 10.
I don't know. If you go back through them, if we
what
go
was the first one after mine,
let's see. Let's go back through them all. Let's see here. We'll go back. Hold on, let's go. Okay, so we got yours. That one was pretty good.
That one looked pretty good.
Number 12. Okay, number 12. Then we had Steve Curran, the barbecue butt lord. What do you think about just not enough bake on it? I think.
Yeah, I'm just anti the whole. I barbecued it. I have no idea why you did. It's just bothering the shit out of me.
Well, he was cooking out. You remember the buns? He was making burgers. So, like, this wasn't a priority. This was an add-on project. This one, which, this looks like the pizza equivalent of Beanie Weenie.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
That you would give a child. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, no.
The thick. Good effort.
Good swing.
This was our UK friend.
Which, honorable mention participation trophy.
Yeah.
This is where you got emotional.
Yeah. I mean, look, I'd rather eat this one than Wes's.
Dude, when we figured out what that was, that memory hit you so hard.
Oh yeah, I remember that, and it wasn't good.
I was touched. I was like, wow.
I remember it wasn't good, and I remember eating it, going like, "This isn't pizza." And I remember sometimes you had to eat it with a fork, like it was so thick and like it was like a lasagna-y, like chewy, like it was like, but this isn't pizza. And you're like, it's Chef Boyardee pizza. I don't know what it was.
I enjoyed watching that hit your face.
Oh my god, it brought back.
You got.
That one's not bad, but again, cryptic shade.
Flatbread.
Yeah. I not for me, just because of the shrimp, and also I feel like this is a restaurant. I'm suspicious of it. Look at the lighting. Look at the reflection on the knife. That's a lot of windows. I don't know. It's suspicious.
Wow, you get all detective about it.
Yeah, this feels like a Bahama breeze.
It's a nice looking dish. It's not what we want for a pizza.
Then we had 13, 12 and 13, I think. These two are
12 and 13.
That's a good looking pizza. And I would have liked to get a blowtorch and done a little more caramelization on top.
Getting the ingredients on top to cook at the right amount of time with the crust cooking is really tricky. I actually was doing it with mozzarella that I was throwing in the freezer, so it didn't burn. I was trying to cook the crust a little longer so you could start it. But it's been a lot of fun. I think now, in honor of Steve Curran, the contest for next month will be grilling and smoking.
He laughs at me, but you know what? I've been doing tri-tips in my air fryer, and they're fucking unreal. He laughs, but I make a whole tri-tip in like 30 minutes, and it's so good, medium all the way through.
Do you not like going outside and hooking up a smoker? Or?
It's 115 degrees in Vegas right now.
That's true.
Like right now, it's what? What time is it? 11:30 p.m. and it's 100 degrees out right now. Like,
what's it like there right now? Like, is there anybody on the strip, or is it just a ghost town?
Oh yeah, the casinos are open. The casinos opened 3 more restaurants today, I think. Like we're out of our minds. Places, places can't serve. Like all bars and indoor services, but they're all doing things like getting around loopholes by like selling potato chips. Yeah, it just like all this weird, like, because there's no leadership, there's no like decision.
We had our mayor come out and do a mask ordinance 2 days ago, and masks are now mandatory if you're above 18.
Are we just done with the pizzas now?
What?
Are we done with pizza talk?
Sorry.
No, I know, but you said nobody was wearing them. Like people are just not even wearing them.
Well, first of all, the exemptions on it were unless you go to a bar or restaurant, if you're eating or drinking something, if you go to church. It was like pretty much.
What was this about Trump saying like if all the churches aren't open by Sunday, he'll intervene with the governors? It's like what?
Oh my God!
What?
I can't.
Trump said that today, and it's like, and now we have like So this is what's nuts. The governor of Florida and Georgia have made it a law that cities can't make mandatory mask laws, whereas Texas governor has issued a mandatory mask law. So we have governors literally. I said to somebody the other day, like this, like you could accidentally do better at this pandemic than we're doing. We have We have governors who are going like, you can't make people wear masks. You can't do it. I'm making a law where you can't make people be safe. Like, okay. Like, we're insane.
I don't know how they did this, but how they turned it into a political argument and made it that people honestly think this is some kind of control that they're trying to put down. It's insane. The conspiracy theories I've heard from the Trump people in the last week is mind-boggling. I mean, people actually saying things to me in a quick trip when I'm wearing a mask about governments trying to put a microchip in my brain when I get a COVID test, and it's insane.
Yeah, people are out of their minds. People want to know the winner. I like 13, I think. Hold on, let's see. So we got
12 and 13.
12 and 13, I think, are the contenders. So this was 13. So we got, this is an effort with the dough, with the pizza stone. This is like a dog show when you're holding up a Cocker Spaniel's ear to get a good look underneath. That's what he's holding up the bottom. Like, this is fucking like we're interested in the pedigree.
Well, he's showing the way how good the crust is cooked. It's huge. It's a huge point.
These aren't contenders.
No. I applaud their efforts.
Curran's a contender. Like, that could be good, but yeah, I think you got to put it in an oven. Or get the grill hotter. And it also, it's a big thing. It needs that flat surface to cook on. You can't really put it on a grate or a thin piece of thing in a foil because it's not. It needs that slab of superheated either rock or metal to give it a cast iron's great too.
I applaud his effort, but I feel like if you peeled it up and looked at the bottom of his crust, you would not.
It'd be white.
You would not see one as evenly cooked as 13.
And I don't think.
Bring up 12.
I don't think you could hold a slice of it either. I think it's too heavy.
Yeah.
Hold on. Oh, we're going back. We only have one shot of 12. So we don't have any answers about the process. It was black.
13.
I didn't cook it on foil, you out of it. Let me tell you something, Steve Kern. You need to watch how you talk to me.
I love that you judge people on how they handle your criticism.
Because
their reaction to your criticism is how you judge a human.
Yeah, because here's the thing. Like, this dummy will sit here and be like, oh yeah, like I cooked it on foil, idiot. And it's like, you cooked it on a fucking Weber grill. So let's not act like you don't do insane shit.
It could have been a little green egg.
You pissed your bed less than a week ago. So let's not act like I'm talking to a mature man. This is true. Sunday night, he pissed his bed, I think, for the 38th time. He is calling in to the phone line, and you might be angry, but you
didn't think that was going to happen?
I'll fire up Skype, and then we can get it going. But we got to name a winner here, Roy.
I'm going with 13.
I'm
going first place 13, second place 12, third place the current thing.
I actually had 13 as my first two, I think.
Is that him beeping in?
No. Hold on one second. Let's get back to 13. Yeah, that's not a bad look. Like, if I got that at a restaurant, I wouldn't send it back. I think, like, yeah, it's a pizza.
Yeah.
And that is Stephen Branch. Wow. Oh, wow. He is going to gloat about this.
Nice.
Oh, he is going to rub this in because he's like a appliance guy.
Now, do we have one more pizza we can see?
What? I don't know what you're saying. I don't. It looks like that's the end of the reel.
See, it doesn't reel.
Yeah, it just stops there.
One of those slide cartridges from grade school.
Yep, that's how it works.
No.
Curran, I'll give you 3 minutes if you want to call in and say something, but I'll tell you what, the minute it sounds like it's fueled by beer, did Curran eat his own pizza? I think he made 3 of them. Look, they weren't bad pizzas. He takes it so hard, like it's that was a decent pizza. Like, nobody's mad at you. We all think you did a good job. It wasn't the best. And Branch is better. He made a better pizza. Now these two really hate each other.
Now?
Well, they go at it. All right. Curran.
What's up, you fat piece of fucking lying shit?
I can't hear him.
What? Hold on. Roy can't hear you. Hold on.
Oh, God damn it. Well, that really ruins my intro, doesn't it?
Oh, he said you're a piece of shit. I don't know why he's mad.
No, I was calling. Yeah, you don't know why I'm mad? Dude, fuck you. My pizza was the shit. You didn't post my fucking good pics, and you didn't post my video. You just posted
I
my...
know, Roy, you don't have to say every 2 minutes that you can't hear him. I know you can't hear him.
I was going to say something else.
Hold on, he's talking.
I can hear Roy.
Shut up. Shut up, Curran. I'm not asking. You talk.
I talk now?
Yeah, I didn't go, hey, who can hear everybody? I'm not interested. Go ahead and say what you want to say. And by the way, you liar, I posted every photo you sent me. Stop right now. Shut up and stop. I posted every photo you sent, and I didn't post the 4-second video you sent. It's the only thing I didn't show.
Okay.
I posted all your photos. There are like 8 of them.
You know what? Why don't you go pizza up your ass, you fat sack of fucking liar shit?
Did you hear that?
I do this.
No, what I was saying to you before is I can't hear it, but I can hear it background, and all I can hear every once in a while is fucking fuck is all I hear.
Yeah, he's like, you fat piece of loser pizza shit, which doesn't even make sense, but you could tell as he said it, it felt good to him. No, I have to let him go because I have you every 2 minutes going, I can't hear, and him going like, can Roy hear me? I can hear Roy. Like, I don't give a shit.
God,
Roy, like imagine if I sat here for 7 minutes wondering who could... Roy, imagine if I sat here and every time someone got on the phone and every time there was an image, we went over again what the problem was. I know you can't hear each other. I don't need to circle it. I'll turn him down too, and then I can talk. I'm not going to circle it 900 times. I know you can't hear him. Let's move on. I obviously can't fix it right now. We're having issues. We don't have enough money at this show. Send in dollars. Like, I can't. You know?
What I was saying. Wasn't even what I was saying.
I don't care. We're moving on.
God.
I can't do it. I can't because he's dumb. Both of you are in my ear, 2 different ears, like saying incorrect things, and I can't even. What's the big thing? What needed to be said? Because I'll guarantee you it's dumb. Let's go. And you can say that to anybody about anything, by the way, and then make it sound dumb. If you want to really get people, here's what I.
See, this is what gets me. Is like you are even gonna break down how you're fucking with me.
Yeah. If you really want to get people
here, and this is why Roy just shut down because here's what I just did to him. Blah 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 blah. Oh my God! Can we see your fucking pizza?
Break down what somebody does for a living. Oh no, Curran's texting now. Curran, calm down. We're all friends.
Why is he flipping out?
Oh, he said, "I love you. Please stop letting us get to you." I'm not actually upset. This is a show. I think people think that when I leave here that I really go wring my hands in the other room.
In the other room, goddamn.
I'm watching Entourage for the 3rd time in a month, all the way through. So I'm fine. I'm clearly very balanced.
You have a pizza we got to see.
I don't.
Yes, you do.
Let me give out my tip first. If you really want to fuck with people, and I don't appreciate the laughing. If you really want to fuck with people, take what they do for a living and break it down to like the main thing that they do, but in very specific tasks. Like, okay, so like a woman who works at a gate of an airport, you literally just say to her, if she gives you attitude. One time, me and my friend were drinking at a bar, and they kept calling us to board the plane, but it wasn't time yet, so we were like, fuck them. And we just kept drinking. And then we showed up 15 minutes before the time because the door locks 10 minutes before the time. And she was like, you almost missed the flight. And I was like, yeah, but I didn't. And she's like, yeah, but you almost missed it. And I'm like, yeah, but we didn't. And she's like, but we called you. And did you hear it? And I'm like, yeah, but there was time. And they're like, but you almost missed it. And I go, I didn't. And then she goes, sir, I am a ticketed gate. I'm a certified. These wings, like whatever the fuck she said. And I just go, you take pieces of paper from people, rip them in half, and give half back for a living. Bye. Like, just say that. Like, put it down, break it down to a dumb task, which, of course, she does a lot more than that. She's certified by Homeland Security or whatever. Fine. But you have to just break down. Like, if Roy was a manager at a comedy club, be like, you carry keys in your pocket to a place in a strip mall to open it up and not pay people to talk to other idiots. Like, you can just break like anything down and it'll be great. Up to any level. Find anybody, like a stock trader. This guy makes millions of dollars. You'd be like, you log onto a computer and watch symbols move around all day like Pac-Man? Like, you could just and they sound like a fucking idiot. So that's the show. Thank you for coming out.
No. You made a pizza, son.
I made a pizza. Didn't come out the way.
Yeah, I know. If it did, you'd do it first.
We'd all hope.
If you nailed it, you'd have been like, you call that shit pizza? Here's mine. No contest. I keep the Rick's hat.
Well, first of all, I'll say this. Like, I don't think anybody nailed the bake. I think I nailed the bake. But my bake, look, like if you see photos up close of my pizza, not the crust. I fucked the crust hard. But the pizza itself, it looks like a commercial. So I will do this, but here's what I'm prefacing it with.
God, it's got to be bad. It has got to be really bad. Because if it was just kind of bad, you'd be like, ha, 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 look what I did. But for you to be like, you really don't want to show this picture, this has got to be a fucking train wreck. Oh, God, this has got to look like Kathleen's vagina. This is going to be bad.
That's the mother of my children.
Your children?
Yeah, that's true. I don't want to know. Okay, before I do this, I have to tell you, I don't want you to think that I think that this is a pizza.
Okay. Oh God, is it just soup? It just turned into a thing of soup on the fucking pan, didn't it?
But I
Pieces
will
of floating in giant tomato sauce.
I will say this: if you are on a no carb or low carb keto diet, what I am about to show you how to make will give you the essence of pizza, pretty close. And the whole pie, which it was pretty decent, like around that big, is less than 10 grams of carbs, I think. So that being said, like I just want to put that out there that I don't think. It's the first time Roy got her name right. Thank you. All right. Okay, so. Okay. Anybody else got to pee? Maybe we should just take a break and see if the internet drops out. Okay. The crust I'm using now, this is not the best cauliflower crust.
Oh my God.
Okay. I mean, I told you what it was. You know. Okay. It's not the best cauliflower crust. It's the lowest carb I found, and I can get it acceptable, to an acceptable level. The trade-off is perfect. A lot of these low-carb cauliflower crusts, like 20 grams of carbs for a serving. This, you can have the whole pizza for like 6 grams of carbs, the crust. Okay, so here we go. This is the crust. Okay, so this is how the crust comes, and we're looking at cauliflower foods crust. Now, this is how it comes, and you have to keep this frozen, and it's vacuum sandwiched into like some plastic wrap. Now, the thing about this crust is it's not like a crust at all. It's floppy, flimsy, soft, wet. There's a weird oily type of residue on it, a substance, if you will. Like, it's a weird substance. And I have tried a couple different ways with this. The best way to cook this thing, quit cock teasing us and show it. I'm showing. The best way to do this is to cook this crust on its own, to like bake this crust on its own and dry it the fuck out. So getting it cooked to almost like a fucking wafer. I also take a little everything bagel seasoning, and this is my tip. Put that around the outside of the crust, huh? I just made flavor crust, baby. We're taking it up a notch. Now, this is going to give you some nice seed texture, a little garlic, a lot of good stuff, some sea salt. And then also on top of the crust, before you bake this, and again, this is a frozen thing now, and it's got this wet, oily, it's weird, man. It's not crusty at all. You got to be real careful to not break it. On top of this, I also sprinkle salt, pepper over the whole thing, and a little bit of garlic powder, just a dusting, and some oregano. Now, the reason I do this just to the crust is a lot of times these cauliflower crusts are overpoweringly like cauliflower in your face. And my goal is to dry this thing out and turn it into almost a flavorless, crunchy vehicle for pizza-like stuff. So I put these spices on it. It kills the flavor that's left.
I'm really impressed you've put this much effort and thought into it.
Oh, well, I really crave a pizza sometimes, but if I have a pizza, it's going to kick me out of keto. So, like, if I want that flavor, I've had to work on this. So I've developed this. So, like, I know this isn't going to win, and it doesn't compare to a pizza, but this, if you're on a low carb, this will work. So I burnt it. You got to really watch it, and I just didn't watch it. I got high instead, and I didn't keep an eye on it. And what I do is
Nice caramelization there.
Yeah, so it's still good. It was actually fine, and it can get even darker than that and still be fine. Because remember, it's not bread, right? So it's not like burning, and you don't get this like instant like carcinogen charcoal-y. That's not what it is.
Yeah,
it's more like it's a vegetable, and it's caramelizing, so it's a little more sturdy than. But I did overcook it, and I like to do this slow and low. I don't. The directions on the package are like make the pizza and bake it. That's not what I do. I do it like 300 degrees, 275, and let it just dry out. Let it cook, and then at the end I'll turn it up for a little bit. But I let it get out of control, and it got a little too fucking browned. My bad. Oh, that one's upside down. Fuck, that's embarrassing. Okay, so then I put sauce.
I didn't notice.
So then I put sauce on, and this is just jars. I think it's Contadina pizzas. I don't know, whatever. I like to go, and what I should have done, and what you can do if you overcook that crust too much, you can go with the sauce thin to the edge, and it'll kind of protect that from cooking more when you throw it back in. That's a sturdy pizza.
You look a little thick on your sauce.
It can take it because it's going to be a thin, hard.
Okay.
It's gonna hold it. Like it does work. Yeah, and I do like sauce. Now here's a tip. A lot of people don't do this, but this is a layer of flavor that you're not ready for. Sometimes I'll dice up pepperoni and mix it in with the sauce, which is a good flavor. But another move is just to cut up some strips of pepperoni and put it under the cheese in with the sauce. And my secret ingredient that's a game changer is these sun-dried tomatoes.
The sun-dried tomato.
Oh my God, you're missing out if you're not doing this. It is a bright burst of acidity and packed flavor. So much flavor in those. When you bite one of those, it's like, ooh, just like a tomato jizzed in your mouth. You're gonna love the way you look. Then I did a mozzarella, and you might laugh at me and be like, thin mozzarella, dog. It's layer 1. Okay. So this is mozzarella. Regular mozz. Curran's like, not going to lie, it looks good. Trust me, if I hadn't have fucked up the crust. Then what I have is Gouda. I'm doing a layer of Gouda on this. And then I'm doing more pepperoni. Now, whole pepperonis. Don't do some specific pattern. Don't be a weirdo, okay? Anybody laying out their pepperonis in circles, serial killer. You want it to look evenly distributed but not planned, like a city schematic, okay? And then I finished it off with Asiago on top. Because that's the one that's going to give you that nice, crisp caramelization over top of the pepperoni that you want. And also a dusting of pepper again, black pepper. I like pepper. And a little bit of oregano. And that'll just give you some pizza flavoring in there. Then you bake that.
You got like 4 pounds of pizza spice on that thing from what you did to the crust, and then you start spicing it up on top again.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, but the crust...
You like your flavor.
The crust one's necessary because it really gets the cauliflower flavor out by making that a flavored thing. And then it's nice. And then here's the bake. And so you got these charred bits, or some of the sunflower, the sun-dried tomatoes poking through, the really dark bits. And then you have of course, the crust got dark all the way around. Now, again, it was overcooked to begin with, and I could have done the sauce out all the way, which would have helped. I will tell you this, the whole thing was good and was edible. Like it didn't have a burnt flavor. So it looks a lot worse than it is, but it is worse than I would like it. But there's your up close. There's your color. There's your bake. And as far as I don't think anybody got the bake I got. Like with the even. You did actually. Yeah, you did. So I think you and I had the best bakes.
I'm pretty impressed with your work, son. I can't.
I know it's not pizza. Okay.
I can't go with the cauliflower crust, but you're trying to stay within your diet, and that's amazing to me. The flavors you mix there, the cheeses, you put thought into it.
Yeah.
Hey, I think it was a fun competition. I think the winner should have won. I think Steve should be proud of getting the bronze.
Yeah, I think Steve would have been right there had. And what did you cook on, Steve? Charcoal? 7 out of 10, everything but the crust. Yeah, the crust is not perfect. I got to work on it. But when it's right, it's pretty good. You would like it.
Thought about looking up recipes to do from scratch?
I've never thought about looking up my parents.
Well, kind of know where they're at, right?
Yeah. They don't change their number often.
But no, like learning how to not go buy the cauliflower crust. Maybe you can make one.
Yeah, so
and do it better.
The next one, I think, the next best thing I think would be to do what they call a fat bomb crust. So I think this is basically just cheese and egg. So you kind of like pour it out, make it almost into a thing that you bake, and then it gets thin and crispy, and it's almost bread-like. The problem is just it's like
you piqued my curiosity. Now I'm gonna have to try to make one of those.
Yeah, if you look up fat bomb crust, you can find it. I don't know. I feel like when I want pizza, usually the problem is like it takes two weeks or so to like get into keto fully, and I just got into it about a week ago, so I'm losing like a pound a day now, right now, and it's just like I'm on, you know what I mean? Like it's firing. So to have a pizza right now, like if I really crave a pizza, like it puts me. I'll do it once a month. Once a month I go off because it's just too much. And you like, if I want a pizza or want a Five Guys burger, have that for a day and then get back on your diet. But if I'm in the middle of it and I'm really killing it and I don't want to take the chance of like booting me out of keto, I'll make that pizza and then I get the flavor. I'm getting the flavor of a pizza, and then you fucking move on with your life.
It's hard to get into the diet. Now, when you first started diet, do you drop a bunch of weight real fast? Like the first week, like all of a sudden, boom, you drop like 8 pounds?
It depends. The keto diet is a very dangerous diet for people to like fuck around with because it's a high fat, moderate protein, low carb, super low, ultra low carb. So like I won't have more than 30, 35, 40 grams of carbs a day.
High fat?
High fat. Because what you're doing is you're training your body to stop burning sugar and carbs, stop burning sugar and start burning fat as a fuel. And it takes 2 weeks for your body to switch over once you stop eating carbs. The problem, so then you want to eat fat. You eat full fat milk with your coffee, full fat ranch with your wings, full fat. You want that stuff. Because that's what your body's burning. And once you start on that, then you start dropping really quick. I think I lost 20 pounds in 15 days when I started.
Wow.
But a lot of it's water weight. But right now I'm losing like a pound a day. Like it's just coming off. And all I'm doing is lifting weights. All I'm doing is lifting weights inside because I'm not going out in this fucking heat to do any kind of like cardio or anything. But once you're on it, it does well. The reason it's dangerous is because people think, oh, I'm going to do the keto stuff and eat high fat and vegetables and like high fat. And when you do that and cheat, like those people who are weak, they'll cheat every 2 days or every 3 days. They'll be like, oh, I'm just going to have some fries or I'm just going to have some chips. Or I'm like, so when you're doing that, your body's not going into keto because you're eating those carbs. It's keeping your body from going to keto. And now you're having carbs and you're having high fat. So the high fat's just getting stored as fat. So now you're just packing on pounds. You're eating super high fat foods, but you're also like cheating here and there with some rice or some fries. It's like, well, that ruins everything else you're doing. So people do the keto diet and go like, it doesn't work. It's like, what did you eat? Because if you cheat and have some rice or some fries or a sandwich or a piece of bread or I just had half a burger, like it just throws you out immediately and undoes what you've done for 2 fucking weeks. But once you get into it, and the headaches and the fogginess, like it's hard to get into it. But once you're into it, you really clear up and you feel good and stuff. So I don't know.
I had to get a steroid shot at the beginning of last week, and then I got on a steroid pack for my hip, and I can't stop eating. And I've packed on like 8 pounds in a week. But I can start dieting after this weekend or whatever and drop 10 in like 4 days just because it's that kind of weight. Then after that, it's like a pound every 2 days, a pound a day if I'm really going at it hard.
Well, you're at the age where I think you could start planning when you want to die and how fat you could be and still get around comfortably. And then just start making a pledge to put on that many pounds per year as you march towards your death. And then you die at the optimal weight.
Oh, God. Trust me, that ain't going to happen. First of all, I'm doing everything I can to not grow old. I'm shooting fucking steroids in my ass every Thursday. And then I'm dating a fucking personal trainer. Every day I'm hearing about I need to get in better shape. It's relentless. I don't have a fucking choice about it.
Yeah, but wasn't she fat for a long time? Isn't she a former fat?
150 pounds.
Yeah, when?
Like 5-7 years ago.
Right. So it's like you, most of your life, didn't take your own advice. Give me a minute. You know what I mean? I love when like the minute people get their shit together for a second, that's when they start turning around writing books.
Well, that's the old expression.
Okay.
Nobody's holier than a convert.
Right. I love that. Like, all these comics that didn't have enough money to not. By the way, the gigs Ty Rivera was fighting over. These are like $25 gigs that he's arguing with me about. And it's like, you're the one arguing that I'm not a real comic. You're the real comic. Yet you're the one out working for $25 in the middle of a pandemic. Like, none of what you're saying makes logical sense. Like, it's like, but you're the comedian? Okay. I'm not down on Fremont Street. Sorry, go ahead.
No. I'm sorry. I had to do my graduation show for my comedy class Sunday night.
Yeah, how'd that go?
Well, I mean, we had a full room, but it was only 70 people, which usually you could put 210, 220 in that room.
Are you turning people away?
No.
That's just what
I don't know what they're doing on a regular show. We were just at the point we could have put another 20 people in there.
Yeah.
But like you can't put anybody together, so you can't put two tops together. There's half the seats. The first row is 10, 12 feet from the stage, which I was glad.
Oh man, there's a hype train. What's happening? There's a hype train.
I don't see it.
I don't know. I just got a notification that there was a hype train ready to leave the station.
There's a hype train?
Is there a hype? I've never had a hype train. Get on a hype train. I don't know. I don't see it.
When they were talking about hype trains, I thought it was some computer thing.
Probably some gay thing.
It just didn't feel like comedy. After the show, I kept my mask on. I stood away from everybody. People were come walking up. I kind of take a step back, and I was just like, "Hey, thanks for coming out." Whatever. I didn't want to go near anybody.
I can't get in the mind of like the people who are even going out to a show. They're like trying to force some kind of normality still, and it's just like, but it's not, because it's like after the show you're still like quietly, somberly going home. It's not like you leave there and go to a bar or do that.
No, they were all going to a bar to go drinking afterwards. They were shocked I wasn't going to join them. These people are almost like it's offensive to them. It's as if we told them they're not allowed to believe in Jesus anymore. They're so obsessed with this mask thing that it's out of control, and they're so pissed off. They honestly think that the virus is a plot to get Trump out of office and for Bill Gates to put a microchip in us.
Yeah, it's so bananas. Like anybody who even like rationally thinks that. I love that, like, even just break it down on a human level. Like, Bill Gates is nearing the end of his life. He has more money than God. But what he's working on with his precious few more moments on Earth is putting a chip to track you. Because he's heard a lot about what you've been up to down at the feed supply store. Like, what do you think he's interested in you for? Oh, no.
Steve?
Yes, I can't.
I feel like this is a much more even
Hold on.
Sorry about the dogs, boys.
I know.
Time for me to
Steve,
come back.
hey,
Yeah. Can you hear me?
what about now, Roy? Talk, Steve.
We said who? Hey, dogs, come inside!
Yeah. Thanks for calling in, buddy. Makes the show every time. What I love about Curran too is that like he's not dumb. Like he knows better. He knows like the last time I called in all fucked up and it didn't work and Roy couldn't hear me and stuff and he's like and then something hit his brain and he's like, "Oh, I should call in and say that." And then he caught himself and he goes, no, I didn't. I forgot the sound doesn't work. I probably shouldn't." And then he's like, "Nah, but he's going to want to know." And then he calls in and just like it's yelling at dogs and get back in that trailer. Don't make me get the hose. You know, it's all this shit. Like, but he had something he had to call in and say. Current new rule for my page. You. You're what we call from here on out an after show kind of guy. We don't let you in the main house, if you know what I'm saying.
You don't get to play the big room.
Right. You've proven over and over again. And by the way, it's not a full slam on you. Look how many problems I have with a normal on.
He's not an alt comic. He's an alt commentator.
We have enough trouble with, the normals. So we don't need you
Here's the
calling
thing.
in,
Caller is not a senior citizen already on the show.
training your dogs live. Like, I don't know what's happening. But we don't need a podcast adaptation of Lovely Bones. Dude, I was on board with what you were talking about, and normal is a stretch. Yes, you don't have to dial a phone every time you agree with someone.
He was first.
He's like, no, I was calling because I agree. It's like, oh, yeah, still don't do that.
He had 4 straight comments in the chat, and he just blew up. It's like, give me the phone.
Right. It's like,
He
oh,
just lost.
no. We understand why you were calling. We're saying that's inappropriate. Stop. He's like, oh, copy. Oh, yeah.
If he puts something in the chat and you don't say it on air, he can't leave it there.
Full on fucking meltdown. Well, I'm gonna do a little bit of an after show. I don't know if you got to get out of here, but we should wrap it up just so, because this isn't gonna like we've put a button on this with the pizzas. Let's just, you know what I'm saying?
Okay.
I'm not saying you have to leave. I'm saying I'm just gonna end this show.
End the show. Okay.
I feel like we've made that weirder than it had to be. Is there anything you need to tell?
No,
everybody?
I had a great time. Steve, I love you, man.
It's a stretch.
Be proud of your bronze.
Yeah.
Yeah.
NobodyLikesOnions.com/overdose. Get all the overdose stuff. We have some more Ty Rivera stuff from last night on the overdose, and we also have a lot of other stuff from last week. Every show we've done, I think, has an after show, and some of them are 4 hours long. All up for supporters, $10 a month. NobodyLikesOnions.com/overdose. Also, Instagram NL Onions. I don't like the name. We just started using the Instagram, but we are using it. Follow us, NL Onions. And I've even started tweeting again, which, believe me, is one of the gayest things I've ever done. And I'm not proud of it. And please don't tell my dead parents. Roy Johnson, thank you for being here. Everybody else, thank you so much for being here for the pizza off. If you're in the chat room and you're watching live, stick around. We'll talk some more, and we'll try to get the phone lines working so that Steve Curran can call in and tell us how dogs work. I don't know. You get it.